Let's move to the NFL and the Bengals quarterback, Colin. Joe Burrow, who did not make the playoffs last year or the year before, is now talking about how geeked he is for the season and says this Bengals team reminds him of the 2019 LSU team, which, was one of the greatest teams in college football history.
I want everybody talking about the Bengals. I want everybody talking about what I'm saying in my press conferences. You go back and watch what I said before 2019 season at LSU. I feel very similarly about this team. I'm so excited to get started and get moving. And I wish we would ramp this right into training camp so we can continue to improve. Because I feel like, there's so much greatness that we're going to be able to achieve this year. I'm just excited to get going.
I'll let you take this one. This is a crazy take, but go ahead.
Well, I always go back to one thing with Joe Burrow. Go look at his offensive line ranks, rookie year to now. He's never even had a top 15 offensive line. You don't need to give me the Eagles. You don't need to give me the Rams or the Lions a couple of years ago. But I always feel like Joe Burrow's under more duress than need be. Like, it's a little like Justin Herbert, where you're like, Herbert always feels like at some point in every NFL season, there's months he's running for his life. And so, to me, this league has never been complicated. Get your quarterback, protect him, and then go draft or acquire guys that can attack the opposing quarterback. It's a three-step process. They've been able to get him weapons. That matters, but wide receivers are everywhere in football. And to me, they have missed out. 2 injuries already as he moves into his prime. This offensive line does not look like it'll be ranked as an elite offensive line again. So I think it all starts there. When you get a season now that's 17 games, you're in a cold weather environment, you're not going to do it downfield. You can't just win downfield battles with receivers. You got to win in the trenches. They've never built him great trenches.
Yeah, they made some good defensive moves this offseason,
yes,
right?
They
Dexter
did,
Lawrence and
finally.
company. But Colin, this feels like out of character for Burrow to start the hype about a Bengals team. Remember the end of last season? The talk was, boy, Burrow looks unhappy. Boy, Burrow could one out. And now all of a sudden he's like, these guys remind me of the 2019 LSU team. Something's going on with Burrow. Maybe he had a lobotomy this offseason that we're unaware of. But this does not sound like Joe Burrow. Colin, to go from I'm unhappy, things got to change?
I think maybe Joe Burrow's trying to fire himself up because...
Yeah, it's called leadership. It's literally called leadership and what this team needs right now. It's funny. I take issue. I am not a big fan of, having that larger-than-life attitude, right? The conceit and all that. Doesn't work for me with Caleb. Doesn't work with me for Baker Mayfield. It doesn't work for me. I'm a huge believer in Bo Nix, but like some of his interviews recently about with some of his injuries, it's a little chippy and he's a little sensitive to it. I'm like, I don't love that version. That's just me personally. But with Joe Burrow right here, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. He's putting pressure on this team to be like, guys, I'm saying we're great. I'm saying we're awesome. I want everyone to talk about this. I want all the attention here because we are going to be so accountable. There's nowhere for us to hide because the spotlight is on us right now. And so he's not only firing himself up, but he's firing this team up. He's being a great leader cause that is what a team like the Bengals needs in this moment of time. It's not what the Bears need. It's not what I forget whatever quarterback I use as another example. But so it's not what they need. But it is what the Bengals need. So the fact that you're confused by this it's so clear. It's so obvious. It's so right there. And I think it's also based in belief. I really, really do. Before I jump any further, Cincinnati Bengals fans, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you guys do that, views go through the roof, subscribers go through the roof. And it's not about chasing views, it's not about chasing subscribers, it's about being able to create Cincinnati Bengals content that people genuinely want to watch and discuss. So we keep having the most unbiased, grounded, honest conversations about the Bengals. It goes such a long way to watch a full length of the video, and I would really appreciate it. Man, I just love when I come across teams and takes that people just get wrong. And I just didn't realize I realized this, I guess, a little bit going into last season, just how wrong people get things about Burrow and the Bengals. And then when I did my deep dives, looked into it more deeply, saw what Joe Burrow was able to accomplish and whatnot and all of this, I love it, because it's just I love to unpack that stuff. I love to destroy it, disarm it, prove it wrong, prove things right. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. When I came across my take and realized this is where I'm landing on it with Joe Burrow, having, just in 2024 alone, having one of the greatest seasons of all time, especially when we're factoring in the old lines that Colin brought up, and I just looked into it more, I crunched the numbers more, I looked into the games more, and it was just like we are witnessing greatness and you just don't realize it. And then it really dawned on me as well right here. In theory, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, they shouldn't necessarily be getting better because of their style of play. Their play will have to change and adapt. And what will that look like? Again, I'm sure they'll still be great. I have all the confidence in the world in those quarterbacks. But things will have to change, and different things will have to be prioritized. It's not about refining already what they do best. It's not the way how it is for those quarterbacks. That is the case for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow should be getting better. When you're like this pure pocket passer, when you're this pure, when you have this big arm and you're just an elite operator and an elite thrower of the ball, you do just get better and better and better. Like Tom Brady said, it took him like 10+ years to finally see like everything a defense could throw at him. And it's like, so it's kind of funny to say, because Joe Burrow just needs to be healthy, which obviously has been his biggest obstacle. But if there was any quarterback that you could pick that you would say, okay, between those 4 quarterbacks 5 years from now, who's going to be better, that who's going to be the best out of that pocket, out of that group, it would be Joe Burrow. Like Joe Burrow will continue to and improve in a way that's just to me fundamentally more different and less of a climb than Mahomes, Allen, Lamar. Like even Brady talked about it with Joe Brady now, Josh Allen's OC was just like, Josh Allen he has to change the way he plays one day. He has what he said. He gave the interview was like, not today, but he's like, that day will come. That's not the case for Joe Burrow. Like that's my point. It is the case for Lamar. It is the case for Mahomes. And now what will happen is Josh, Lamar, Mahomes, like they will have to play in a way that's closer resembles Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow already does that version of football better than all of them. And so he's now already working on refining that, improving that, growing that, evolving that. They're working on kind of discovering that, expanding upon that, learning more about that. Like that's the difference. That's the difference. So like the idea that like we haven't even really potentially seen the best version of Joe Burrow. Not to mention if you could actually, dare I say, protect Joe Burrow, give him a great run game. If Joe Burrow was on the Chicago Bears, I think there's a great chance they won the Super Bowl last season. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You put Joe Burrow on the Broncos, you put Joe Burrow on the Patriots, you put him on the Rams, the Bears, did I say the Seahawks? If I didn't say the Seahawks, the Seahawks. Greatness, 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 greatness. Greatness. Legendary, historical greatness. Historical, legendary greatness. Historical, Hall of Fame greatness. Legendary greatness. Not a doubt in my mind. Not an absolute doubt in my mind. So, that becomes another increasing trap. Because I've obviously talked about the Bengals so much and I'm always trying to figure out how to have different conversations or even have the same conversation, but just in a different way. And that's what I just stumbled upon right now. Oh, Joe Burrow is actually going to improve and be an even better as long as he stays healthy. He will actually be even better. In a way that I'm not so sure I could say that about Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick Mahomes. Because of just how they play. And what makes those quarterbacks great. Right? We saw, put it this way. We saw Phillip Rivers be able to operate. We see Aaron Rodgers be able to operate, right? I'm not saying it's the prettiest, but they're able to function. You cannot put out like a 42-year-old Patrick Mahomes right there. There is no version of Mahomes, or Allen the style of play that they play now, where we can see that 42-year-old version work. They would be a completely different quarterback than what they were when they were 28. 27, 29, 30. Completely different version. It wouldn't even be remotely the same. Because the way how they play, there's just no chance it's working. And there's just no chance it's working. And there's 38, 39, 40. It's just not going to happen. Just not going to happen. Does for Burrow. It's like that's the clear line right there. So, you're talking about potentially an even better version of Joe Burrow. With also potentially an improved quality of team, quality of roster. Yeah, man. That'll get me fired up. That'll get me fired up. Those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow? Why do you think he's bringing in all this attention to himself and the Bengals? Are you confused? Did Joe Burrow have a lobotomy? Is it out of bounds? Do you think Burrow will even be better than what he's been in the past? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up as it really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.